What's the verdict?
Well, I mean, it's not going to get much higher than it is right now. It's only going to come up another 0.3 of a foot, so not much more, and then it will be dropping very quickly.
Okay.
So within about a week or so after the crest, which is on May 1st, it will start falling. So it's not going to hang even at that near 17-foot level for very long. So taking a look at the latest numbers on the river, again, we are just about 0.3 of a foot away from where it is expected to crest, so not much higher. Next couple of days, we will see it crest at about 16.8, so just below 17 feet. And then not long after, probably by the end of this weekend, we will start to see it dramatically falling. So not expecting it to stay at even near flood stage for very long. And thankfully didn't see much rain upriver or locally. As a matter of fact, we stayed rain free all day today with just a fair weather cumulus, and we were quiet on radar. We needed a day to dry out after that big downpour we saw across parts of the city yesterday. Right now, a mix of sun and clouds, 84 degrees, dew points in the 60s, and winds out of the south at 11 miles an hour. Not ridiculously humid. We are warmer than average, and we are going to stay warmer than average for the foreseeable future. What may be on the way this weekend is some drier air. We'll talk about that in a moment. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, or even near 90 degrees in a few locations, especially out upriver toward Baton Rouge. Dew point 60s. When the dew points get into the 70s, which we know is coming, that's when it's the oppressive humidity. 60s isn't terrible for almost May, and winds have been out of the south, and at least at times there is a breeze to kind of mix up the atmosphere. So nearly hot. I'll reserve hot for when we start getting into the 90s, and mostly dry for the next couple of days. Though rain chances will start picking up toward the end of the week. Somewhat on Thursday, better chance on Friday, and then a cold front moves through on Saturday. And what it likely means is not a drop in temperature. It is going to be May after all, but less humid weather moving in for most of the weekend. Here's what's going on right now. You can kind of watch in the upper atmosphere. This is a big upper level ridge. Kind of puts an end to most rainfall. And we had the ridge over us yesterday, and we did see that rogue thunderstorm. So can't rule out all rainfall, but it does keep us relatively dry, but it also warms us up. And high temperatures were in the mid 80s today, and will stay mid to upper 80s for the next couple of days. Now, as we approach Thursday, the upper ridging starts to weaken as this weak little disturbance moves by. That may be the trigger for a few spotty showers on Thursday. The better chance of rain, though, coming in and maybe more late Friday with a deeper upper trough. That sends a front through, and with it, some drier air as we head into the weekend. So the weekend is actually looking to be drier, but also maybe a bit less humid, which would make that kind of last couple of days of Jazz Fest feel a whole lot nicer. Now, where we're under kind of the outer periphery of this upper ridge, storms are active across parts of West Texas and into the plains, though for us, almost cloud-free. We still got enough low-level moisture to produce some of the fair weather cumulus, but in terms of rainfall, slim to none for the next couple of days until about Thursday, with that weak upper trough, which will, one, help to weaken the ridging, and two, maybe create enough instability to trigger a few showers. So dry through Wednesday. Model trying to paint in maybe a sprinkle or two Wednesday afternoon. Maybe rain chances will be less than 10%. Slightly better, though, as we head into our Thursday, and again, the better chance looks to be Friday. Now, before you change any plans, if you're going out to Jazz Fest on Friday, this is what the timing of that rainfall is looking like right now. On Friday afternoon, the front still well to our north with rainfall developing out ahead. Rain may not get here until later in the evening and Friday night, so it may not be an issue for Jazz Fest itself. Maybe if you have plans later in the evening and night, we might have that better chance of rain. Of course, the timing could change, but at least as of right now, it looks to be more later in the day. May still have a few lingering spotty showers on Saturday, even behind the front, but that is when the less humid air starts moving in, and very pleasant weather as we head in kind of throughout the day Saturday. That Saturday 68-degree dew point is kind of one point in time, and that would be earlier in the day with drier air moving in throughout the afternoon, and certainly a much better feel with dew points 50s and maybe more lower 60s as we head into our Sunday and Monday. So if we can squeeze out one more cold front this season, it'd be great if we could get it for the weekend. High temperatures mid to upper 80s and mostly dry. We'll start to see some spotty showers in the forecast on Thursday. Looking at a better chance, 50-60% for Friday, but again, right now looks like more late evening night for a rain chance, and then some spotty showers on Saturday, but drier air moving in, making the weekend and early next week feel a whole lot nicer.